Did you know that every single one of us is born with the brain power of a genius, but almost all of it fades away as we grow older? Sounds shocking, right? Scientists and entrepreneurs, including the legendary Brian Tracy, have proven that these hidden genius switches never disappear. They're simply turned off. And if you know how to activate them again, you can unlock unstoppable creativity, wealth, and success no matter your age. But here's the catch. Most people never learn how to flip that switch back on. That's why they stay stuck in average jobs, struggling with money, and never reaching their full potential. In this video, I'll reveal the 2 key habits that Brian Tracy himself used to reignite his genius habits that helped him go from broke sailor to world-famous millionaire mentor. And stick around until the end, because I'll also share a powerful tip you can use to raise your kids into future billionaires. This is Rich's Code, your go-to place for building wealth and success. Smash that subscribe button and let's get started. Before Brian Tracy became one of the world's top success mentors, his life looked nothing like the picture of wealth and freedom. He was born into a poor family. His father was a woodworker, his mother a school teacher. Money was always tight. In fact, Brian once admitted that his strongest memory of childhood was constant hunger. With no money for college, he dropped out of school and started doing odd jobs, manual labor, handyman work just to survive. But no matter how hard he worked, he realized there was no real future in it. So, desperate for change, Brian took one of the boldest steps of his life. He became a sailor. For 8 years, he traveled the world, faced storms, challenges, and long nights at sea. And while it didn't make him rich, it built something far more important: character, discipline, and resilience. When Brian finally came back home, he wasn't the same person anymore. He had discovered something most people never realize: the mind has hidden blocks, patterns that keep us trapped in poverty and average thinking. And if you don't break those blocks, you'll stay stuck your entire life. That realization became the turning point. From that moment, Brian decided to reprogram his mind for success, and that decision would eventually make him one of the most respected business authors and motivational leaders in the world. And here's the exciting part: the same methods Brian used to break free are available to you too. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly how he unlocked his genius mode and how you can do it today. So, how exactly did Brian Tracy rewire his mind for success? It all started with a simple but powerful truth: your mindset is the gateway to wealth. Brian discovered that when you're stuck in negativity, constantly focusing on problems instead of solutions, you literally block the part of your brain responsible for creative thinking and money-making ideas. It's like having a Ferrari engine but leaving the handbrake on. The first secret he used was activating what he called the positive attitude genome. Sounds fancy, but the steps are surprisingly simple. Every morning, write down what you're grateful for. Gratitude rewires your brain to see opportunities instead of obstacles. When challenges hit, don't obsess over the problem. Train yourself to immediately search for solutions. That's how you save time and energy. And here's a big one: surround yourself only with people who lift you up. Cut off toxic friends, because negativity is contagious and it's costing you success. Now you might think, okay, but can just being positive really make me rich? Brian's answer: absolutely, because positivity isn't just about feeling good, it's about programming your brain to take action. And here's the twist most people miss: ideas alone don't change lives, action does. Brian noticed that almost everyone says, "That's a great idea," and then does absolutely nothing with it. But he made a personal rule: if an idea comes, test it immediately. Even if it fails 9 times in a row, the 10th will change your life. That's the difference between average thinkers and millionaires. And if you stay with me, you're about to learn the exact daily practice Brian used to program his brain for success. Something so powerful it can literally reshape your future in 30 days. Here's where things get really interesting. Brian discovered a technique so simple yet so life-changing that he called it the 10 goals method. Here's how it works. Grab a notebook. Every single morning, without fail, write down 10 goals you want to achieve within the next year. And here's the catch, write them in the present tense, as if you've already achieved them. For example, I own my dream car by the 25th of November. The key is consistency. Each morning, turn to a fresh page and rewrite your 10 goals without looking back at the previous day's list. What happens is nothing short of shocking. Goals you thought were important at first will disappear, while the truly meaningful ones rise to the surface. Brian swore by this habit, and here's the twist. After just 30 days, your brain literally starts filtering reality differently. Opportunities that were invisible before suddenly stand out. Your subconscious begins working overtime, pushing you closer to the life you're writing down. Sounds unbelievable? Think about this. Every successful entrepreneur you admire writes down their goals daily. The act itself is like sending commands straight into your subconscious computer. But Brian didn't stop there. He also mastered something called the law of cause and effect. Put simply, if you want to triple your income, find someone already making 3 times more than you and copy their steps. Success leaves clues. Wealth is not random. It follows patterns. The rich aren't ashamed of copying what works. That's why there are thousands of banks, millions of restaurants, and countless startups that all seem similar. Copying the right model is not stealing, it's shortcutting your way to results. So, ask yourself, who's already living the life you dream of? Study them, model them, and soon you'll find yourself walking the same path. But there's one principle Brian Tracy believed was even more powerful than strategy or skill. He called it the law of faith. Think about it. Every single belief you hold today is shaping your reality. If deep down you believe you'll never be rich, you're right. If you believe opportunities are only for lucky people, you're right again, because your brain filters the world to match your beliefs. But here's the twist, beliefs are not permanent, they're programmed, and they can be reprogrammed. Brian showed that if parents instill positive thinking in their kids early, those kids grow up naturally confident, motivated, and successful. His own children are living proof. Now, if you were raised with limiting beliefs like money is evil or success is only for the lucky, don't panic. You can overwrite those programs. Start by asking yourself empowering questions. Why not me? Why can't I become wealthy? What skills can I grow today that will pay off tomorrow? These questions break the old loops and open new ones. And here's the kicker. Wealth doesn't grow in your comfort zone. Tracy warned that saving money is not enough. You must put it to work. Every paycheck, set aside money not just for saving, but for investing. Real estate, stocks, businesses, anything that multiplies your money instead of letting it sit idle. Most people are too afraid to take financial risks, but that fear is exactly what keeps them stuck. Brian's rule? Use your money smartly today, or risk working for money your entire life. If your vocabulary, the actual words you speak every day, can literally determine your income. Psychologists at the University of California prove that certain words activate different parts of your brain. Talking about food makes you hungry. Talking about creativity sparks new ideas. Talking about wealth and opportunity pushes your brain to start solving for them. That's why Brian always surrounded himself with successful people and powerful conversations. He knew that words are not just sounds, they're triggers that shape reality. Imagine how your life would change if every day you spoke the language of success. At the end of the day, Brian Tracy's biggest lesson is simple. Success is not about luck, it's about habits. Every wealthy person you admire didn't get there by chance. They built routines, goal setting, positive thinking, relentless action that programmed their mind for success. And the truth is, you already have the same tools inside you. You just need to switch them back on. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, grab a notebook and write down your 10 goals for the year. Do it tomorrow morning. Do it again the day after. Watch what happens in 30 days. You'll be shocked at how fast your life begins to shift. Remember, Confidence, faith, and consistent action will turn your hidden genius back on. The only question is, are you ready to use it? If this video gave you value, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe because every week, we bring you proven strategies to build wealth and success. Your future self is waiting. Let's make it happen.